Hello, fabulous people. This is the Together podcast, and this is the place where Sharice and I come together to help you get it together for your everyday business life. So we hope you enjoy.
I'm down in my office. I'm back in my office. So,
all right.
All that to say is, I don't have my regular stuff, so I had some lipstick or lip gloss or something, so we just got to make it work. Gotta make it work. So, good morning. We are live and we are recording and we're doing all of the things that we're supposed to be doing today.
Hey.
And
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. All right. So, our topic for today, well, I don't know if we've introduced ourselves in a while. We've just been getting on here and going. So, I'm Natalie E. And this is Sharice B. And this is the Together podcast where we come together to help you get it together.
Yes, we do. Hey.
And so we have an event coming up on May 16th. So let me say that.
Yes.
And I need to update that link. I don't think I've updated that link yet. So I'm excited about that. And I'm feeling good. Not overly excited, but not low. Like I'm probably right where you should be feeling.
Yeah, so it's a good place.
Moderately productive day yesterday. And so I'm feeling good. Like right where I'm supposed to be. Like I can see what I want to say. Like that song, I can see clearly now that the rain is gone. Like I can
get on here twice.
Yes. I think we got you now.
Okay, cool.
All right. So today we're talking about work-life integration for women. Why balance is a myth. And I actually don't know if I agree with that balance is a myth. I think you're always balancing. So I don't think there's an arrived, I'm balanced. I don't think that happens. I think there's this is what balance is going to look like for me right now in my life. That's what I think it is. Like, this is what balance is, because as women, there's so much going on. And I feel like usually for a lot of women that I know, a lot of what's going on is 60% not them. So between parents, children, family, friends, all of that's going on, that it's hard to stay balanced. And so I don't think it's I'm balanced, I've arrived. I think it's, okay, what does balance look like for me this week? Okay, this needs more attention this week. And so that's what a balance needs to be this week. Okay, what does balance look like for me this week or this day? And I think for women, it's completely okay that one day looks completely different from another day. Yeah. Also, for women, and I just jumped in, I ain't even thought about like what I need to say over the whole thing. For women is, I would love for people to accept themselves and learn themselves and be okay with that. So I have a couple of friends cousins, friends, people in my life that I know, they are not 9-to-5ers, even though the world is a 9-to-5 place. And so I'm encouraging them, go with your natural energy. You ain't sleep all night 2 nights ago and you got a buttload of work done. I know, because you were sending me text messages. Like, I know. And so therefore it's okay that you're taking a nap in the middle of the day today, which makes sense because you got to be tired because you stayed up all night the other night. And so kind of embracing and learning who you are, accepting who you are and going with it is really what I want for women. So, yeah. All right. So what do you want to add to it? And let me get my thoughts together into some points here for you guys today. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm with you. I think that we're constantly balancing.
Yeah.
I think that personalities have a way of just being calm through life. a lot. Like, girl, your life would be falling apart behind you and nobody will never know. And I am definitely that person.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't believe in bringing my stuff to other people, my energies,
Mm-hmm.
my problems, right?
Right.
So, but is that balance or imbalance or, some people's balance is just spewing it out on people,
Mm-hmm.
That's how
Mm-hmm.
they balance. Or, you have your few people you can do that with. Like you said, everybody has their own way, and you need to give yourself permission
Mm-hmm.
to do that for yourself and not just explode or implode,
Right. You're
right?
right.
That for me, I think is the most important thing. And I think being open about the things you're going through is a way to balance.
Mm-hmm.
Transparency, I'll say,
Mm-hmm.
is definitely a way to balance. And it's just so much, it's so many moving pieces to this thing called balance. So
It
I
is.
guess start with, being a CEO, why does balance matter for,
Mm-hmm.
per se? And I say we all are CEOs, even if
Yes,
you
you
don't
do.
have a business, you're a CEO
Mm-hmm.
of home, of some kids, of something,
Right.
right?
Yeah, definitely so. Yeah. I also want to talk about stop trying to do it perfect. Done
Mhm.
is better than perfect.
Yes.
And so I
Yeah.
think that's throwing off some people's balance is because you just reach a point and it can't be, it's not going to be perfect, but can it
Yeah.
be done? Like,
Yeah.
can it get done? And
Mhm.
some of you guys, you let your anxiety
Mhm.
push you to the point of imbalance.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
you, and that's actually the reason why your life is out of balance. So, because you worked 10 hours trying to get this color to be this thing, because so it would be perfect in your eyes when you should have spent 10 minutes doing it. Or better
Mhm.
yet, you probably should have delegated it and kept it moving and do other things. And
Mhm.
so I really want you guys to start thinking about, what can I take off my plate? What do I need to delegate? What am I wasting my time on? So that you can feel more balanced more often.
Mhm.
Like feel
Mhm.
more balanced more often. So,
Mhm.
okay.
So let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
So a common conversation in my world is I don't care. I don't, I just don't care like I used to care anymore. And that's coming from CEOs of all walks of life, right? And I think that is a beautiful place to, reframe, and like what's the integration versus the balance, right? So and I'm kind of going back to the why balance is a myth. And I'm kind of coming to think, well, I think it's one of those words you just cannot put your finger on.
Yep.
And I think we keep trying to, but why do we even have to? Because the common conversation now is balance is I just don't care like I cared before. I'm going to care about the things that I can and need to care about, but the
Yes.
things that used to stress me out and, have me so off balance, I'm
Yeah.
just not going to care as
Yeah.
much as I did anymore.
So I'm
That's
gonna
the
go.
common conversation.
I want to go one step deeper on that one. And y'all don't need my permission, but sometimes you need somebody to say, I give you permission not to care about what you used to care about. It doesn't
Yes.
mean you're a bad person. It means
Yeah.
that you are changing. And
Mhm.
so, and it's okay to change. And it's
Mhm.
okay that you need something different for now. And
Mhm.
so,
Mhm.
yeah, oh my gosh. I'm a personally disclose to you guys. So I have a wonderful group of mentors, and I was with them on Friday, and I was telling them that I am not the same person I used to be professionally. That I just don't care anymore. And in that, like, I started crying. Like, I am on the phone with two of my professional mentors, and I just was, telling them that I don't know this version of myself that doesn't care professionally. At one point in my professional career, I was always hosting things and doing things, and like, we got to get there, and all of the things. And now I don't want to. I don't care anymore. And what we came up with is that's not where I am right now in life. Elaine Wilco, she was like, it's where you are for now. And so she kept using the word for now, Natalie, like for now. And she was like, it may change for you and it may be different. But what came out of that, because I was like, oh my God, I don't know why I'm crying. And what came out of that is I had to grieve. I was grieving who I used to be.
Yeah.
And having to come up with a completely new kind of definition for who I am now as a professional. And another part of it that came out, and it was just like, God, dog it, I'm hitting that again. What came out is I don't know how to be a professional that doesn't work hard and overworks. And I won't say I don't know how to be, because I'm learning, because I don't care anymore like I used to. But there's a part of me that's like, this is wrong. Like, and so like I'm sitting there with them and I'm like, what comes up is, but how will you guys know that I'm good? How will you know that I'm worthy? How will I earn my seat at the table if I'm not like overworking and overdoing and doing all of the things and making it happen for all of the people and doing all of the things? And so, I'll just say, because y'all don't know these people, but still, Adi was so fabulous to say, Natalie, we actually like this version of you better. That's more calm, that's more settled, that's not doing all of things all of the time, that's not pushing. And I was like, oh. And so to bring it back to the story of balance, I think balance is a myth if you guys are trying to use somebody else's definition. You got to really know where you are in life and be okay with where you are, which could be very different from where you were last year.
Yes. Just a month ago, a few days ago. We're changing.
And I think I think another thing for women is, because it's sometimes out of our control, is outside forces require us to change. So, for example, I was talking to a wonderful young lady last night. Her son has autism. And so it's causing her to change professionally, and she got to move all of these things around to give him the support that he needs right now. It may be an aging parent that like now you got to rearrange your whole life so that you can give this parent the support that they need, And so that's the thing for women. So when I hear, I actually don't like Grant Cardone, but I respect the hell out of that man. He's not my favorite, but I respect him. Gary V, I absolutely love him. But these are two men that I've heard them. They like, just work harder, 10 times harder. You need to do the da-da-da-da-da. And y'all, that doesn't work for women. It doesn't. You can't just work 10 times harder. And so if you really listen to Gary V's wife does the majority of the parenting. Majority of the parenting. Gary will talk about he never misses a Jets game. I know no woman who can show up to everything all the time, because why? Kids get sick. Kids have things to do at school. Kids need to be fed. Like all of these things in place. And so I just want you to, if you're a woman, please don't compare your work-life balance to a man's work-life balance.
Right.
Please don't at all. Please don't. And under that, don't compare it to any others. All right. So you looking at that woman because it looked like she got it together. Well, she got it together because she got two teenagers that ain't thinking about her right now.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. You got to call your mama every day. Like it is
Mhm.
not the same. And that has to be put into your schedule. And you have to
Yeah.
do the things. And so what when I think I want y'all to know out of all of this, like we started from work-life balance, but I think what it ended up is accepting your life for what it is,
Mhm.
accepting you for who you are right now, and
Mhm.
not being upset about it. Just it is what it is. Like having peace and acceptance about it so that you can make the best decisions for where you are right now in life.
Mhm.
And that's what I think your balance will be. And it's not going to look like anybody else's balance.
Right.
So there are
Right.
some people who can really sleep 6 hours a day. I'm really not good under 8. I can get by
Yeah.
with 7,
Mhm. Mhm.
a minute under 7 though. Like I got a headache, I'm not going to do well. And so learning yourself, being okay with yourself, giving yourself what you need.
Mhm.
And women need, I feel like we need more. We
Yeah.
need more, and it's okay needing more. And I think the other thing is when you're not doing that, then there going to be some cost to you. So that
Mhm.
burnout feeling is
Yeah.
horrible and it's hard to shake and get rid of. A lot of women have guilt that I'm not doing this, guilt that I'm not doing that. So and so
Mhm.
is doing this. I should be doing this. No, you shouldn't. Does that work for your life? If it don't
Yeah.
work for your life, I don't want you feeling
Right.
guilt.
Right.
Resentment can creep up. So I don't want you feeling resentful. I want you figuring that out and working that out. You can be
Mhm.
resentful towards your business. You could be resentful towards your family, a
Yeah.
partner,
Mhm.
friends. You can be resentful toward friends. And you
Mhm.
guys, resentment doesn't mean absence of love. It doesn't mean absence of care. It means there's this extra, that when I do this or when I deal with this person. Okay.
Mhm.
Decision fatigue is a real thing. I
Ooh.
need you guys to know that. And so when you haven't figured out the right balance for you, then you probably will have some decision fatigue. Yeah,
Mhm.
I cannot
Mhm.
express that that is a real thing. Like there are
Mhm.
studies upon studies that decision fatigue is a real thing.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. And then another thing about when you haven't tweaked your balance, your mix of what you need for right there in your life, you're not going to be able to be present because
Right.
you're always somewhere else in your mind what something needs to be done.
Mhm.
And so because those are the cost, this is why we want you guys to work on it. We don't want you to be burnt out. We don't want you living with that guilt feeling every time you wake up or you go do something or you take
Mhm.
a nap. We don't want you walking around feeling resentful because I feel like that's one of those things that eats away at the inside of you. You know, I want you to be able to make good decisions for yourself, and I want you to be able to be present in your life. So this
Mhm.
is what we want for you. And when you're running a family and a business and all the other things, you know, I do know a lot of people who are still working a full-time job and working a business that's profitable for them and trying to raise the kids and trying to take care of the parents and try to show up at all their friends' birthday parties,
Yeah.
which is a thing in Atlanta, right? It's always at a
Everywhere.
restaurant that's an
Everywhere.
hour
And
away,
yeah.
all the things. So giving yourself permission to make your life be what it needs to be. So
Mhm.
that's what I want you guys to get out of today. Like you have permission to say no. You have permission to figure out what your proper mix is of things to get to your perfect balance. And so
Mhm.
for some of you guys, and the mix may change from week to week to week, right? And so because this is going on or because you have more energy, the
Mhm.
business may get the bulk of your energy this week. And then
Yeah.
next week, not so much. So, but coming up with what works for you. All right, Sharice, we talk to
Yes.
everybody all the time about that morning routine. I want
Mhm.
you to go over what needs to be a morning routine again, because I think that's going to be important for people to figure out kind of what their personal balance is, like their personal mix of what needs to be in their life. So, what do you want people to have in their morning routine?
So, first of all, I believe that your morning routine starts with your nighttime routine. how you go to sleep and how you wake up. Most
Mm-hmm.
people go to sleep randomly without intention. And then, how are you going to wake up? So if you're
Mm-hmm.
going to sleep to stress, if you're going to sleep to, just a lot on your mind,
Yeah.
you are going to wake up the same way. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to release. When you come in, you have to make it a point. When you, for instance, your shower, I think we talked about it last time, your shower can be a ritual. Your shower can literally, it's water, it's, of the earth. So
Oh,
think of that as a, showering,
yes.
let it go. I'm cleansing
Mm-hmm.
myself. Like take each moment. So, okay. So the thing is, I think that we don't understand a lot of, we've gotten so inundated with life and
Mm-hmm.
it just going. We forget moments that can be ritualistic for us. Okay. A deep breath,
Yeah.
a shower,
Yeah.
a glass of water,
Yeah.
right? Our body is made up of water, what, 80% water, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, just think about water. When you're taking a shower, become one with the water, cleanse off, clear yourself. Now let's go to bed
Mm-hmm.
with intention. I cleared the day off of me the very best I could.
Yeah.
Some stuff is hard. And some people just don't have the personality to let things go. But
Yeah.
you have to start the practice, right? So
Mm-hmm.
by the time you wake up with intention. I Mine is wake up with gratitude, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up, I'm grateful. What am I grateful for? To wake up, to breathe, to see, to
Yeah.
walk, to have a
Mm-hmm.
job, to have a family, to have a roof over my head, to be able to
Mm-hmm.
pay the bills, all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what am I grateful for? And then think about, how do I want this day to look? Right.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So let me think through my day instead of letting the day take over for me. So even if, okay, you might have a routine of clients, but I know what clients I have. So before I go see these clients that I know have these issues that I need to
Mm-hmm.
help them solve, let me
Mm-hmm.
go in with the right energy, right? So that's where
Mm-hmm.
your meditation comes in. Take a few minutes. You do not have to get in the yoga pose to meditate. You can literally just sit
Say
there
that.
in the bed and meditate. You can get up, put your feet on the floor, take some deep breaths
Yeah.
and meditate,
Yeah.
because meditation can literally be a walk. It can be a couple of deep breaths. It can be the shower. It can be
Mm-hmm.
the mirror work that you do when you go in to take a look at yourself and talk to
Mm-hmm.
yourself while you're brushing your teeth, washing your face, doing your skincare routine. You know, you have to create time and space for yourself. And I guarantee you, if you do it intentionally, you're going to feel good about it. But
Yeah.
most importantly, that gratitude and that visualization of what this day, take control of your day. What
Mm-hmm.
attitude do you want to take into the day? Right?
Mm-hmm.
That morning routine is yours to make. Just
Mm-hmm.
do it. Just make it before you go to bed. And when you wake up in the morning, just think intentionally. Why would I want to go to bed with stress on me when this is my sacred place?
Mm-hmm.
Why would I take stress into my sanctuary?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you protect yourself, and that's your self-love, and it's just going to help you make better decisions.
It really is. It really,
You
really
know.
is. So, okay. All right. There are four main takeaways I want you guys to have for today.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you so much, Sharice. You've reminded me I got to get better on my morning routine. So
Nighttime,
I've just fallen off
morning.
a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Both,
Yeah.
both,
Mm-hmm.
both. Like it's not terrible, but it can be better.
Be
It
better,
can
right?
definitely be better. All
Mm-hmm.
right. All right. So four takeaways I want you guys to have for today. All
Mm-hmm.
right. I want one, I want you to think about priority based living, not equal distribution. Like, what are the priorities and what are the priorities for today, for this week, for this season?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Because if you're trying to do everything all the time, that's not going to work. What's
Mm-hmm.
the priority right now? And I'm going to go a step further. Do you need to bring anybody else into this priority conversation? This is our focus right now. This is what we're focused on right now. So if something else comes up, we got to put it on the list. We got to put it on the list. It can't be a priority. All right. So everything doesn't get equal time. What matters the most gets the priority. It just, if you guys can adopt that, I think it'll be, because we're still trying to do that whole, let's get it all balanced and everything need to be equal. And I need to spend this equal time. And that's just not the way life works. And it's not the way life works for women. Right. Number 2 takeaway I want you to have today is seasons, the season that you're in, and not balance. And Sharice, you've talked to us about seasons before. And your seasons may not look like anybody else's season.
Yeah.
And so, Sharice, you've talked about that, definitely. And I think I got another friend who really talks about like the seasons and when they start their new year is not in January. I think they started in February for whatever reason, or April.
Now. Yeah, this is the new year. Yeah.
And so knowing that your seasons are not going to look like anybody else's. And stop trying to make them. Just understand that I want you to know the season that you're in.
Yeah.
And if you don't know that, then get somewhere, sit down and do some meditations and really figure out what season am I in. And that might be the meditation, just asking yourself, what season am I in? What are my priorities right now? And it's not going to look like anybody else's. It's really not. All right. What boundaries? Number 3. What boundaries do you need to put in place? Like boundaries that protect your energy. What are the boundaries that protect your energy? And so figuring that out and putting those in place, that's also going to bring you back your personal balance, like personal, it's not only going to protect your time, it's going to, and your energy, but for a lot of women, it's going to protect your heart. Because your emotions get all over the place when you're trying to please everybody and you don't have any boundaries. It's going to, and beyond protecting your heart, it's going to protect your sanity. And so I really want you to figure out what boundaries protect your energy, not just time management, energy management. Okay. And those of you guys who are struggling with guilt, I'm going to need y'all to work that thing out. I'm going to need you to make a decision. I'm not going to feel guilty about this. This is why I'm making this decision. I've thought about this decision. I'm good with this decision. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a grown woman right there. That's the real grown woman.
That's that deep grown woman work.
I ain't feeling guilty about that. I ain't feeling it. I said no, and no is what I meant. It is what it is. And so, and y'all, and I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Let me just say that. I know it's hard. Y'all aren't making it up. And you still got to do the work. Because what do I want to say? I have been in situations where I've had to tell my parents, no, I can't do that. And them to call me back and then tell me to do it. And I said, no, I can't do that. And then them to call me a third time to say, no, we really need you to do this. And me say, no, I really can't do it.
Yeah.
And so I know it's hard and you still got to. And that particular day, what I'm thinking about is I felt like had I got in my car and drove across the city one more time, that I was going to be in a car accident. Like I knew I was tired. I knew I was frayed, not just tired, like frayed. And I couldn't do it. And so it was so hard because it's hard to say no to your parents, period. Right.
Oh yeah.
You ask the second time, it's really hard. And the third time, as much as you need me, I need to stay alive. Like it felt so hard. So yeah, when we're saying these things, please don't think that we're saying them half-heartedly or we're just throwing things out there. Like I feel like Sharice and I both try our best to walk our talk. And we're not telling you guys anything that I don't think that we're trying to do and struggling with ourselves.
Yeah,
and
for
so
sure.
when I say work on the guilt so you're not feeling it, I really want you to work on that because if you don't learn how to say no, I feel like you're setting yourself up for failure, personal injury, all of these things.
Yes.
And because family, they love us and we love our family, but they're not going to know how tired you are on a particular day, especially entrepreneurs that have, like me, baby boomer parents. And so both my parents left work at work. And so they don't have that understanding that I spent all night working on a project, that I drove across the city 5 times last week. Like, and across Atlanta is 2 hours. Like this, and so this is, and so I give you guys full permission to say no and not feel guilty. Make a good decision for yourself. Say no and not feel guilty. Last point, I won't, and I'm sorry, that went a little deeper because I know, I'm not just, I know it's hard to set these boundaries and keep it. I know it's hard to say, hey, I'm not going to leave the house this weekend because I need to protect my energy because I know what I got to do next week. So I'm not, and so I love you and I want to be at your birthday party and I just can't. I will figure out how to put you on the calendar another day and we can go spend some time together, but this weekend ain't going to work in my life. And so, like, I'm not saying these things half-hearted, I know, but I really want you to live. I don't want you to be burnt out. I don't want you to be that person that we see you looking good one day and the next day we see you look broke down and we like, what happened? Well, what happened has been happening the whole time. You just been able to mask and look good for everybody until you ran out. Worst case scenario, because I'm a mental health therapist, is you looking good one day, you in the psych hospital next day. Or we looking at you like Robin Williams, that just was recently break up. Wait, they had everything. Why would they commit suicide? And so for me, you guys, I see the seriousness of it. Not just you disappeared off social media for 5 months, but no, you was dealing with stuff from 5 months because of stress and strain and everything. So, the last thing I want you guys to know is structuring your business to support your life. So structure. What is the structure your business needs to support your life? And you may have to rechange your whole business for the season that you're in now. And so feel free to change as much as you need to change. And so you might need to change your schedule. Like, of course, I want you to do it in a way that supports your clients. Like, I don't want you to be one day, show up, I can't do this no more, blah, blah, blah. So treat your clients and support your clients well. But I give you permission, and y'all don't need my permission, but sometimes it helps to hear somebody say, I give you permission. Like, you have the permission. You have the permission to change the business around in a way that works for you. You have the permission to sit down and look and see what your money makers are and stop doing everything except for the money makers. Like, you have permission to create a business that supports you, not just a business that looks good on the outside, not just a business that does right, but a business that works for you. And y'all, that's half the reason most of us went into business, is so that we can have a business that supports us. And then we realized really what it took to be an entrepreneur and started working all of these hours and doing all of the things and everything until we started realizing, okay, I'm a one-woman show and I got to be a CEO, in Sharice's words. And so you have permission. You have permission. So if you're looking like, I can't get this balance, I'm this elusive balance I'm chasing. Stop chasing it and figuring out, okay, how do I need to change this business so that it supports me? What do I need to do? And so, Sharice, one of the things that I love about you the most is why I came to see you, is because you did hair, start at 4 a.m. in the morning. And so, and I don't know if we talk about that enough, but you made a business that worked for you and for your life. And I think that's amazing. And the people came. Like, I remember coming you for that. I was on a conversation with somebody. I was like, I need a stylist this early in the morning. They was like, oh, I think Nicole got one. What? Somebody what? What? Give me that number. And so I think the lesson in that is when you have a business that is authentic, that supports you, like that will resonate with somebody else. Because you're not the only one who needs it like that. And so Sharice needed a business that operated at 4 a.m. in the morning. I need a hairstylist that operated at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
And so that authentic match is going to pull clients to you. It really is. Okay.
A certain kind of clients.
How about that?
I always tell people I deal with a certain kind of woman and I love them. Yeah. Anybody that come and show up at 4 o'clock in the morning on time.
Yeah.
It's a different kind. That's a different breed. So that's why we're here in this podcast today.
Right.
Because in those wee hours of the morning handling business, it's like we create something else out of it. And then, on to the next, event. Then, but that's just a different type of woman with different conversation, different mindset that I can relate to, and even in the restructuring of my business, still the same. A different type of woman who wants to meet up at a different time and have different conversations.
Right. Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
Yeah.
I hope y'all get the lesson in that a business that's authentic to you, where you've thought about your ideal client, where you've matched that, will bring them to you. Oh, that's so fabulous. Okay. All right. Let's see. What do I want you guys to know? Kind of the practical takeaways from today. Oh my God, that time went by fast. We got
it went by really fast. I would like to say this. I think we just brought to full circle the conversation. The balance to me is creating a life that is authentic to you, a life and business that is authentic to you. That's where you get the balance that's needed, because there is no roadmap, no real blueprint to balance. How can it be that your balance is not my balance?
Yeah.
And you are not going to figure that out until you live life.
Yeah. Which is why you got to give yourself permission to change and reinvent and change and change and change.
Exactly.
I thought the business was going to do this, but the business is actually doing this and that.
Yes.
And I was in an incubator class lesson, something, who knows where I was at. But what they were saying is the businesses that survive that kind of incubation period are the ones that can adapt and change. When you get in your head, it's got to be this one way and this is the way my business is going to operate.
Yeah.
You're doomed to failure. You're doomed to fail. You've got to, okay, this is the business idea I have. And this is how I think it's going to work. Let me put that in the marketplace and get the feedback and then go from there and get the feedback and go from there and get the feedback go from there. And then also not only feedback from the marketplace, as women, the feedback from your life. Is this business sustainable for you and for your life? Okay, no, it's not sustainable at that. I might need to do this. Or I might need to do that. So, okay. All right. Some practical things that you guys can do. Practical things. Sit down and figure out where your time actually is going. Like, look at your calendar. If you're a person who's like, I have no idea where my time is going, you may need to start putting your time kind of like in a diary or writing it down, figuring it out. I don't know who it was, but somebody recently in my life, meaning on YouTube, was talking about managing their time in 15-minute increments. That's a lot, but I do see how you would identify where you wasting time at if you did that. And I've heard a couple of people talk about that over the years of getting that detailed on their time and their time management. And so you may need to do that for a little while to figure out, okay, what do I need to do to structure a life that works for me? All right. Figure out what are your non-negotiables and how to get them into your schedule. What's happening right now? I'm in a period where I got to figure out how to introduce exercise back in. I know I used to go to the gym consistently every morning. I don't know why I can't figure out how to get back to the gym right now. Like, it's not working in my schedule. And so figuring that out, which means you may have to come up with different time blocks and everything. Using time blocks is so important. The saying, I'm going to work on this project for this time period. When you guys do that, if you can do that once a week, you will feel yourself moving forward. That idea really came out of the 12-hour work week. No, that's what's the name of the book? The 12-week work year? It's 12. I think it's the 12-week work year.
12-week work year, I think so.
But that has the idea of taking a 3-hour block and just working on a project, a high priority project once a
Yeah.
week. I got to tell you, when I do that, I do feel like I get stuff done. Like boom,
Mhm.
boom, boom. It's only 3 hours a week. So time blocks, doing that, playing your life like you playing your business. Like
Mhm.
sit down and do the planning. Yeah, no, I'm
Mhm.
usually really on that in December because I really want y'all to come up with a year plan for your whole
Mhm.
life planning. And so think about your whole life. And for women, y'all can't just think about your life. You got to think about where your kids are going to be in life, where your parents are going to be in life,
Yeah.
where any other thing, where your partner is going to be in life. And so, women, you have to plan. Like, you have to sit down and do long term planning. Okay.
Mhm.
If you know, okay, my kid's going to be in travel soccer and they're going to be traveling around the world because that thing is serious, then okay, my business needs to be all online for those couple of years. And so
Mhm.
there's planning you have to do as a woman. So, but
Mhm.
those are like the practical things. Get on your night routine, get on your morning routine. Because if you can have a good morning routine that usually includes some type of way of making a things to do list of looking forward, you will feel better about how you're moving through the day.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, all right,
Yeah.
those are
Good
my.
stuff. That was good. That was really good.
All right, I do believe you guys can have it all, but you can't have it all at the same damn time.
Right.
That's I promise. You can have it all, but you cannot have it all at the same damn time.
Right.
And
Right.
so we want you.
And figure out when you need it. Well, it's a lot of things we think we need, and no, you don't. Not right now. It can wait.
You're right. It definitely can wait. So, okay. All right. Any
Yeah.
last thoughts you have for the people for today?
Nope. I think that we discovered that work-life balance is all on, you
Yeah.
living your own authentic lifestyle, create a
Mhm.
lifestyle that makes sense for you, especially
Mhm.
on this side of life, right?
Yeah.
You got to make it make sense.
Make it make sense. Please make it make sense. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, people. Y'all enjoy this fabulous spring day.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. But we come together to help you get it together. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Audio Jungle.